Some of you don't have the luxury to fall apart because someone else is watching you for how to hold it together. You're grieving, but you're also parenting. You're also explaining. You're also comforting. You're also showing up. And while you're trying to process your own loss, you're also trying to help your child understand theirs. So, what do you do? What do you do when you're hurting, but still responsible for helping someone else heal? Before we go any further, if you're navigating grief while raising or supporting a child, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe because someone else is trying to be strong for their child while quietly struggling themselves. Welcome to Sit With It. I'm Dr. Dandridge. This is a space where we don't rush healing, we do just that. We sit with it. And today we're talking about one of the most complex roles you can carry: grieving as an adult while helping a child process grief. Because grief is already heavy, but when you add responsibility, it becomes layered. You're not just asking, how do I heal? You're asking, how do I help them heal while I'm still hurting? I remember someone saying inside of my experience as a hospice chaplain, I didn't even get to grieve properly because I had to be there for my kids. They talked about it. They talked about holding back tears. They talked about staying strong in front of them. They talked about trying to find the right words to explain something they didn't fully understand themselves. And at night, when everything got quiet, that's when their grief showed up. Because during the day, they were focused on being what their child needed. And maybe that's where you are. You're trying to balance your pain and their understanding and wondering if you're doing it right. So, today I want to walk through three things you can take with you as you navigate grieving while supporting a child. The first thing I want you to take with you is that you don't have to hide your grief to help your child. Let's start here. Your child does not need a perfect parent, they need a present parent. Many adults feel like they have to hold it together. They feel like they have to avoid showing emotion. They feel like they have to protect their child from seeing their pain. But here's the truth: healthy expression teaches children that emotions are safe. When a child sees you cry appropriately, when they see you speak honestly, when they see you acknowledge sadness, they learn it's okay to feel this too. You're not damaging them by showing emotion. You're modeling how to process it. Here's a question I want you to consider: have you been trying to protect your child by hiding what you feel? The second thing I want you to take with you in consideration is that children grieve differently, and that's okay. Children don't always grieve in ways that we expect. They might ask repeated questions. They might seem okay one moment and upset the next. They might go back to playing like nothing happened. They might express grief through behavior instead of words. And that can be so confusing as a parent. But here's what matters: children process grief in pieces, not all at once. They revisit it as they grow and as they understand more. So, your role is not to have all the answers, but to create a safe space, to be consistent, to be patient. Ask yourself today, how has your child been expressing their grief? And have you been expecting it to look like yours? The last point I want to bring to you is that you can support them without neglecting yourself. This is the balance, and it's not easy because it's natural to prioritize your child. But here's the truth: you cannot pour into your child if you're completely depleted. You also need space to process. You also need moments to feel. You also need support for yourself. This is where your work, becomes essential. Because when you intentionally process your own grief, you become more present, you become more grounded, you become more available for your child. You're not choosing between your healing and theirs. No, you're actually strengthening both. What do you need right now to support your own healing? Let me ask you this and answer it honestly. Have you been taking care of your child's grief while neglecting your own? Let's take a moment, like we always do. Let's breathe in, breathe out, think about your child, then think about yourself. Both of you are grieving, both of you are learning, both of you need care, and that's okay. You don't have to do this perfectly, you just have to be present. Family, grieving while parenting is not easy, but you're doing something powerful. You're showing up, you're guiding, you're loving, even in your pain, and that matters. More than having the right words, more than having all the answers, your presence as a parent is enough. If this conversation helped you, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, because another parent is trying to navigate this same space and they need encouragement. And if you're ready to go deeper inside of your healing journey, I encourage you to check out my books, Designing Your Goodbyes and Sit With It. Both of them are available on Amazon. These resources are here to help you process grief in a way that supports both you and those that you care for. I want you to know today that healing, it doesn't happen when you rush it. It happens when you sit with it. I'm Dr. Dandridge. Thank you for joining me at my desk. Take care of yourself while you're also taking care of others. You all be blessed.